I'm Alex Villarreal, and you are watching Talk to Us. Today, we're talking about the difference between American English and British English in a little session that we like to call American versus British. So, the words we're talking about today are trunk and boot. In American English, we use the word trunk to refer to the built-in storage container in the back of a car. So you know how a car has that part in the back that you put stuff in? That we call a trunk, but in Britain, they call it a boot. Trunk versus boot. And do you know what some other uses are for these words? Because, you know, trunk also can mean something else. Do you know any of the other meanings for the word trunk? T-R-U-N-K.
It may refer to something like from the tree.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yes, so it can be like the tree trunk, which is the large base of the tree before you get up to the branches. So yeah, that's another way we use trunk. And then boot. Yeah. Do you know another way that we use the word boot?
Boot may refer to something that you wear in your feet, or
exactly. Yes, it's a type of shoe. Is the reason why we call it trunk is because until the 1930s, people used to take these large storage cases, these large travel chests, which are kind of like suitcases. You know what a suitcase is? When you travel, you take your suitcase and put all your clothes in there.
Yes, I know. Yes, I know.
Right, and they
would pack it, right?
Exactly, when you pack your suitcase, right? So they would pack their trunk with all their items, and they would strap it to the back of the car because they didn't have any storage inside the car. But then in the 1930s, when they developed this internal storage, so now every car comes with its own, basically its own container for you to hold things, they decided to still stick with the same name and call it a trunk. So now we have the trunk of a car. And in the U.S., when someone asks you to open the car, to open that part of the car, when someone asks you to open the trunk, that back part, that back storage piece of the car, they might ask you to pop the trunk. They'll say, pop the trunk. And you might be confused, like, what do you mean? But what they mean is to open it. So usually we call it pop because the button that you press or that you use to open it, when you do that, then the trunk pops up, the lid pops up. So that's why we call it pop the trunk, because the trunk lid or door pops up. So,
pop.
So that's why we say pop, exactly. So pop the trunk. Pop the trunk.
Pop trunk.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, but in Britain, you would instead say open the boot. The boot, B-O-O-T, because that's what they call the trunk. So you might ask a Brit to open the trunk, and they'd look at you like, what's the trunk? We call it boot. So now you know the difference, and you know that they refer to the same thing.